After years in a plural family structure where her own voice was often softened for the sake of unity, Robyn Brown made a life-changing decision. In November 2021, she chose to move forward on her own path, away from the marriage and lifestyle she once embraced. For viewers of Sister Wives, it was a powerful moment, the beginning of a new chapter for someone who had once quietly endured emotional distance. Robyn's departure wasn't just a separation, it was a transformation. In the months that followed, she embraced wellness, rediscovered joy, and built a new professional life as a content creator and entrepreneur. In September 2025, Robyn will share her journey in a deeply personal memoir, Sister Wife, a memoir of faith, family, and finding freedom. Her story is one of strength, reflection, and renewal. From heartbreak to healing, Robyn's evolution has been profound. Whether sharing life lessons through candid conversations with her daughter Truly or embracing new love with David Woolley, she stepped fully into a life of authenticity. Her mornings in Utah are now filled with laughter, purpose, and peace, elements that once felt distant. Janelle Brown faced a different kind of journey. Choosing to rebuild her life independently, she found strength in self-discovery. Financial uncertainties, the reality of co-parenting, and the challenges of starting over did not hold her back. Instead, Janelle threw herself into education, personal growth, and business development, quietly crafting a future based on her terms. Her evenings became moments of focus, her days filled with progress. Every challenge met with grace and determination. While Robyn found love again, Janelle found resilience in solitude and the support of her children. Meri Brown, often seen as reserved, experienced perhaps the most surprising transformation. The dissolution of her long marriage left her in a place of uncertainty, but not for long. Meri took time to explore personal growth, attend self-development workshops, and rediscover her passion for writing. As she penned her experiences, she connected not only with her own inner strength but with others who've traveled similar roads. Her healing process gave rise to a vision, to share her story, not out of bitterness, but as a voice of empowerment and healing. 3 journeys, 1 message. Though each woman's path was unique, all shared a common theme, reclaiming self-worth. Robyn found joy. Janelle found direction. Meri found expression. Their stories are not just about leaving a marriage. They are about choosing wholeness, clarity, and purpose. Meanwhile, Kody Brown, once at the center of a large family, found himself navigating life with only one partner, Robyn Brown. Their relationship remained intact, but the dynamic changed drastically. What was once a household of shared effort and cooperation now existed in a much smaller form. As the dust settled, Kody reflected publicly on the breakdown of his relationships. Family holidays became quieter. Interactions with older children less frequent. In interviews, he opened up about his perspectives on family, responsibility, and rebuilding, though reactions to those reflections were mixed. Robyn, too, has spoken out. Once considered a bridge between the wives, her relationships with the other women have also changed. While she initially tried to maintain those connections, time and tension created distance. By 2025, those relationships had largely dissolved, each party moving forward separately. Looking ahead. In the aftermath of it all, each member of the family has had to reimagine what family means. Robyn, Janelle, and Meri have each shown that it's never too late to start again, no matter how long the journey has been. Their resilience has inspired viewers worldwide. Whether it's Robyn's fresh love, Janelle's newfound independence, or Meri's personal renaissance, each woman reminds us that growth is possible, and that strength often comes quietly, after the storm. As for Kody and Robyn, their new life continues to unfold. They've relocated, adjusted to a different family rhythm, and taken steps to rebuild. Whether the past will remain in the past, or return with lessons yet unlearned, remains to be seen. Brown continued to thrive in her new life, her relationship with David Woolley blossomed. Their bond, rooted in mutual respect and shared joy, became a symbol of the kind of love Robyn had always hoped for. Whether it was traveling together, creating content, or simply enjoying quiet mornings at home with Truly, Robyn found herself surrounded by a sense of belonging she hadn't felt in years. She often spoke about how different this chapter felt, not because of where she lived or what she did for work, but because of who she had become. No longer trying to fit a mold, she was finally embracing the version of herself that had been waiting in the wings for decades. Janelle, meanwhile, turned her attention to personal empowerment. Her quiet perseverance and sharp intellect guided her through a time of transition. She explored health and wellness ventures, shared insights with her followers online, and built a modest but meaningful career. Her connection with her children remained her anchor. They gave her strength and reminded her why she started over in the first place. The most private of the three, Meri stayed focused on her inner growth. She completed coaching certifications, offered encouragement to others online, and began outlining her own memoir. For Meri, her voice, once quieted by years of compromise, was becoming louder, clearer, and more compassionate. She had not only survived heartbreak, she had transformed it into wisdom. Together, the three women showed that moving on didn't mean bitterness. It meant choosing clarity, peace, and individuality. They had nothing to prove, only lives to live, authentically. Kody and Robyn, a new reality. For Kody and Robyn Brown, the shift to a two-person household brought challenges and reflection. Gone were the days of bustling family dinners and shared decisions among spouses. Their new home, purchased after selling their former Flagstaff property, was quieter, physically and emotionally. Robyn, once an advocate for the larger family unit, now focused on creating stability in a very different dynamic. Her children continued to be her priority, while Kody wrestled with the weight of what had changed. In interviews and public appearances, Kody expressed regret, confusion, and a longing to reconnect, with his older children especially. Efforts to mend those connections were complicated. Some children welcomed the effort. Others needed more time and more than words. Trust, once strained, wasn't easy to rebuild. Still, the couple remained committed to moving forward. Their quieter life offered them time to reflect, to build new memories, and perhaps, to finally face the emotional consequences of years past. A family in transition. Though the family may never return to its former structure, what has emerged instead is a series of individual stories, each one filled with growth. Viewers of Sister Wives have seen the heartbreak, yes, but also the healing. Christine, Janelle, and Meri are no longer cast members in someone else's story, they're authors of their own. Kody and Robyn continue to redefine what partnership means for them. The future of the Brown family will likely look very different than its past. But that's not necessarily a tragedy, it's a testament to change, evolution, and choosing what's best for each person involved. As 2025 continued, subtle changes began to ripple through the Brown family's once shattered ties. Quiet reunions started happening, not with cameras rolling, but in private moments away from the public eye. Janelle reconnected with a few of her children and even reached out to Christine for advice on launching a new online wellness platform. Their bond, rooted in mutual respect and years of shared experience, grew stronger. The two often appeared together at public events and even hosted a live Q&A where they discussed resilience, motherhood, and personal reinvention. For Meri, small but meaningful steps toward reconnection were also underway. She was spotted visiting Leon, her child, in a quiet coffee shop in Salt Lake City. No press, no statement, just a mother and adult child sharing time. It wasn't a full reunion, but it was a start. Meanwhile, Christine's life seemed to shine more brightly with each passing month. Her social media grew rapidly as she shared recipes, family moments, and glimpses into her life with David. Fans saw not just a woman who left, but a woman who found herself. She even announced a collaboration with a publishing imprint to help other women tell their own stories of transformation and courage. Kody's Crossroads. Back in Arizona, Kody Brown found himself standing at a personal crossroads. He had spent much of the last 2 years reflecting, publicly and privately, on the decisions that led him to his current life. He attempted to schedule conversations with his adult children, though many declined or postponed. Some were still processing years of disconnection. One child, however, agreed to meet him at a park in Flagstaff. It was a brief but emotional exchange, one that didn't fix the past, but opened the door to a future that might include healing. Robyn stood by Kody, urging patience and encouraging openness. But even she seemed changed. More reserved than in past seasons, she spoke less of unity and more about grace for others, and for herself. Their new home was peaceful, but the silence often carried weight. The new normal. By autumn 2025, the Brown family no longer resembled the one seen in early seasons of Sister Wives. But that was okay. They were no longer a unit defined by structure, they were a collection of individuals carving their own paths. And perhaps that was a more honest version of family than anything before. One built not on obligation, but choice. Christine and David began hosting retreats in Utah focused on blended families and second chances. Janelle launched a financial literacy workshop online, empowering women who had walked away from shared incomes and needed a fresh start. Meri began podcasting, sharing her story in her own words, unfiltered and unafraid. And while Kody remained a complex figure, his journey wasn't over. He still hoped to reconnect, still hoped to repair. Whether time would allow it remained uncertain. But for the first time in years, the family wasn't stuck in old patterns. They were moving, even if in different directions.